Hi everyone, today I'm recording this video just to share your design and get some feedback from you. And the design I'm sharing is about improve the current if-then structure for edit or create a policy. So if you remember that in create a new policy or edit a policy in the step 2, you're going to need to fit in some like the details. So there's always rule and action like if and then structure there. So before I have 3 policies, now we only have 2, but I think in the future we'll have more. And we want to have like some kind of a scalable structure there for all the policy are able to use. And so this is I think the first policy we adapt the if then. It works pretty well. It says if all scanners find critical vulnerabilities at all branches, then like add approvals. So I think that works. And currently we have a new one. And I think there have some ambiguity here. If you read this, like if schedule action for, I think this should be reverse, main branch daily at this time and then require SAS scan. So first, when I read this, I got confused. So this scheduled action is actually, you mean you schedule a SAS scanner, or like there need to be a precondition that there's a scheduled pipeline running and then you run the SAS. So in this case, I think the if-then structure is not really clear. So I kind of spot 2 problems here. So first, I think if and then is very restrict. Not everything is like in this condition. For example, here you think about, oh, run the SAS scan. I would say run the SAS scan when. I wouldn't say 7 seconds. If every day hit 6 o'clock in the morning, run the SAS scan. So every day, like the 6 o'clock will be there. If not, if like logically, I think it makes sense, but normally human don't process it this way. We say like when like something happens and do this. And so the if then is definitely a restriction. And another thing is this order. You say if then, like in a logical way, yes, you say about condition first and then action. But in the human mind, imagine you do a policy. What triggers is actually the action. So what I want to do with the policy, I want to run a SAS scan. And then I said when is the condition, if the if part, like if the rule part, we call it, it's come later, I'll say, I run it every day, I run it one time. And actually the same with the scan result policy. It says, hey, I want to like have someone double check the MR merge request of the security part. Oh, and then like, oh, what the condition I wanted to check. So it's always action come first. So I think these 2 things I want to improve for this. And I think in the future, it will be like make sense as well. And if not, we can always think about it later, but I think it makes more sense. So the approach I have here, I propose it is more like action and condition based. So the most important part is I put the action first. I think it's a more human way of thinking. So you think about the action. Of course, this is my hypothesis. We will do a quick user research to make sure that you actually think about the action first and then condition later. So another thing is I changed the name from rule to condition, because as like a non-native speaker, when I think about the rules, is very restricted. I think condition is a little bit more open. It's like when, if, and although things could be a condition, but if you think about the rules, is always if is need to have like a stronger dependency there. So I think maybe condition is better wording and very open to like change it. So besides that, I also removed the if then. So things is action, and then you think about the condition. I don't think this need to be a sentence anymore. So you will think, oh, I do this and at what the condition. It doesn't need to be a complete sentence. Also, because when you read this, the UI break the reading of if then. I think it's very nice that it's one sentence, but when you actually doing it, like if then really matter that much, I think like you just make it short and clear, run the SAS scan repeatedly, condition or something. And like merge request require approval, or this could be like a change, like require approval for merge request. So we can think about the sentence, make it short and strong about the action. And then condition is more open, like it could be if, it could be like even without the wording there. And I think these are the things I propose. So another thing I consider as like could be an alternative, which is for this scan exclusion policy. We don't use conditional rules. We just use like as a schedule. You do action. So action is very necessary for all the policy. You have action, and for the condition is like optional. You can have schedule, you can have condition, you can have something else. So what is consistent for setting up all the policies actually the action part. So rest of them we can make it more flexible. I also think this could be a good way. And for scheduling is hit more is when to set it up. And also like we can also set up conditions as run the SAS scan. Maybe there are some other conditions we want to like break it up with schedule, and could be also a thing. So the only downside is like if we open the structure a little bit more, like to keep only action at the consistent part, condition and other, we might open the door too much in the future. We'll have new policy, we keep adding new stuff, and it might be not very good. But it's not, I think like if we always keep in mind, like we do the action, conditional action first, and when it's really like necessary or really beneficial, either we add another component, then it's not a problem. So let me know what do you think. So my definitely the key feedback I want to get is what do you think about the reverse order? Like it's only me who think about like the action is a natural ways of thinking that action first and then condition later. Of course, we'll test with the user, but I also want to hear what you think. And also about the wording, I'm not really sure like wording rules, condition and stuff. And what do you think about the schedule? I kind of like the schedule part. I think it's more clear, it's more easy. Thank you, and looking forward to your feedback.